This is Marvel Universe Greatest Battles comic 2-pack, Wonderman and Quicksilver. This is part of wave 10 of the battle packs. The other one in this wave is Daredevil Bullseye, which I just reviewed. To clarify, the other wave, some other reviews I did of 2-packs, I mistook for being in this wave and vice versa. So wave 10 has these two, Daredevil Bullseye, who I think you should put priority above them. And then wave 11 has Gambit, Mr. Sinister, and Thanos, Adam Warlock, which I think the better of those two is Gambit and Mr. Sinister. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on to the packaging. I really like this packaging. Really cool picture. I really like Quicksilver. There's the back, their picture, and a story about the greatest battle. That's the other one in the wave. The greatest battle, the comic pack that this one comes with is Avengers West Coast number 60. I never really read Avengers back when this came out, but I don't know what the plot is, but I think Magneto's doing something on Asteroid M, and the Avengers have to go fight him, and it includes these two. Something that Marvel Universe does with these 2-packs that I don't like is, I mean, yeah, these two were on the Avengers at the same time at some point, and they were in a battle, but Quicksilver, he's more from the X-Men universe. So X-Men fans, I mean, they just want Quicksilver, they don't want him. They are starting to match up battle 2 figures and battle packs a little better now, though, which is nice, but this one is they're kind of mixed-matched. Anyway, let's start out with Wonderman. He's okay. I don't really know much about Wonderman. I know he's got a few different powers. I think he's got super strength, and I think he can fly. So I really didn't know how to pose him. Neither of them come with any accessories or display stands. Anyway, overall look at him is, I mean, he looks badass. He definitely looks formidable. He's big. He's a tall one. And his face, he looks scary. I love his red eyes. But I've always thought of him as a pretty powerful, yet, and he's mysterious. He's got some mystique to him, and that comes through in his face a lot. The mold is the same body mold that Warpath has. Warpath from the X-Men. It's the same mold. It's not the best mold. It lacks articulation in places, but it's got okay muscle detail. Actually, it's pretty good. I just immediately get down on repaints because they do it so much. They do it way more than they should think they can get away with. Hey, should we do another repaint? Hell yeah. Hey, I think we should give this guy his own body. No. This guy is supposed to hold a gun. You think we should give him a new hand? Nope. Anyway, it's an alright mold. The only thing really unique to him is the belts and the head. And I've seen, I mean, Warpath has these things. If you take the hands off and you pull the little cuffs off, he has really skinny wrists. So I was actually gonna, I think he might be a good mold, for people to use for customs, if anybody has customs. I mean, he's big and tall. I was thinking about turning him into a bishop. I just have to figure out how to handle these things. Maybe I'll turn these into gloves. Just paint the same colors as his hand. Anyway. Let's show you a closer up of the mold. It's kind of hard to see because it's black. His face is the best part. He's got really cool eyes and hair. His back. He's got a nice butt. The hinge here, it's really ugly. Really ugly. Didn't hide that very well at all. Yeah, so let's move on to the paint. The paint application is competent. It's nothing special. It's black, so there's hardly detail in black costumes. And the red is just a flat red. Don't see much shading in it at all. The skin is probably the best part. I mean, it's got a real nice, subtle. It's not too much of the shading there. It's not too much like the Wolverine character, or the Namor one's pretty strong. And his face is really cool. The eyes are really nice, and his hair is great. Look for, if you're looking for these in the store and you want to find one that doesn't have many flaws, look at the hair. That's the thing I found most is especially this little piece right here, the top right piece. Mine's on a little bit of his forehead, not much, but just a little bit. I've only seen a few of these guys in stores. They're pretty in demand, pretty hard to find. Your best bet is online. I mean, there's not much to him. As far as articulation goes, he's got a ball jointed head, 360, and he looks up and down pretty well. Ball jointed shoulders, 360 in and out, swivel at the bicep, which is nice. That simple hinge, that simple ugly hinge elbow, swivel wrist, ball jointed torso, which is it's nice, and he's got good movement all around. 360 forward and back, side to side. Got a ball jointed hip, double hinge knee, and a ball hinge foot. So it goes like that and 360. His hands are a little weird. I forgot to mention that. He wouldn't be able to hold anything. I know Warpath can't hold his knives. He's horrible at it. I don't like these hands. I wish Hasbro or the Marvel Universe Hasbro people would do more to personalize the repaints. You know, I mean, add something. Give him different hands. You know, give him boots or something. Just something simple. It wouldn't cost that much money. Come on, Hasbro. Oh, it's ridiculous. They're repaints. He's a taller one. He's a taller guy. Take a look at the size. He's tall. Very tall. There he is, next to Psyche. Psyche's one of the taller ones, too. There he is next to a clone. He's a lot taller than a clone. And here he is next to a Joe. A little bit taller than Joe. That's Snake Eyes. So let's move on to Quicksilver. He's the reason I got this pack. I really like Quicksilver. I'm a huge X-Men fan, as I've said before. He was more of an X-Factor member back in the early 90s when I first started reading, so this guy's really special to me, really sentimental. I really like his portrayal and how they portray him in the Wolverine and the X-Men cartoon. It's a cartoon that came out in 2009. Really good cartoon. It's called Wolverine and the X-Men. It's basically Wolverine takes over the X-Men because Cyclops is all just jaded because Jean's dead, and one of their main villains in that entire series is the Brotherhood, and Quicksilver's like the leader of it. He's just constantly trying to impress Magneto by doing all these errands for him. He wears his green outfit in that, but it's the same outfit. It's just green. Sorry, I think he was getting out of focus because of those words. So yeah, check that out. I think it's far superior to the original animated series. It's one of the best, superhero cartoons I've ever seen. All right, the mold. It's the same. I call it the skinny mold. It's the same mold that they use over and over again. The same mold as Electro and Havoc. I think Iceman. Yeah, Iceman, Multiple Man. A bunch of people have it. It's got good. It's got competent, detailing in the muscles and stuff like that. It's just pretty nondescript, there's not much about it. I think he would probably be a good base body for a custom figure too, because he doesn't have anything on him, doesn't have any belts or anything like that. But for some reason, I like this guy. I really like this color blue that they used. I mean, he's very simple, and I've seen this mold before, but there's something about him that I really like. And not just because I like Quicksilver. I think this color just works with this mold very well. And the Quicksilver character lends himself to this skinny mold because he would be a skinny guy. He is a skinny guy. But the legs can easily get bent, especially when you're putting into a running pose like I have. You know, he sits on this joint, you know, for days. It's eventually going to get bent like that. These legs, you can boil the joint. You can put the joint in hot water and to get a little bit pliable and then reshape it. But the actual leg is going to be much tougher because there's a lot thicker plastic. Let's take a look at his head. His head's really cool. He's got that trademark Quicksilver hair. His hair is really cool. It's like a wind-blown wolvie almost. Sorry. He's always making, you know, smirky comments too. His face looks like Quicksilver. He does. The paint, except before, it's simple, but I like it. It's this grayish blue color, and then it has really great washes throughout of it. See how it changes right there? It's really cool. I really like this paint. It's a light blue with a kind of a, not really a navy, but it's some type of darker blue. It's almost like a gray gunmetal. His back isn't as detailed as his legs and arms. And he's got the black trunks, which is cool. The lightning bolts on him are really sick. Look for those to be straight, but when you buy one, they should be straight because I think it's a decal, but sometimes they get messed up. And then look at his hairline. See how he's got a little bit of gray on his forehead? Look for that. Look at those eyebrows. The eyebrows are so cool. Other than that, there shouldn't be much wrong with him. Because the white gloves, I mean, they're just white. They're very simple. Only thing I don't like about the feet is, is they're supposed to be hinged right there, but it's really hard to do it. Anyway, let's look at his articulation. Ball jointed head, looks up and down, pretty good. Ball jointed shoulders, 360 in and out, swivel at the bicep. It's got a simple hinge elbow, swivel wrist. You might have to break some paint out of there. Whenever you see paint like this, it's real gooey. It gets in the joints, and you have to kind of break it to bend it. To move the articulation of it. Got a ball hinged chest, which is really nice. It's really tight, really, and it works very well. It's got the ball jointed hips. He's got a double hinge knee, and he's got the ball hinge foot, but it doesn't do that very well. And be very careful. It's gonna have paint in there. I've seen this feet on this mold just break so easily. Freaking Hasbro. Alright, so he's the same size as Havoc and all them. He's a little bigger than he's bigger than a clone. It's about the same size as the Joe. Alright, so should you get these guys? I mean, the other one in the wave is Daredevil Bullseye. I would get them. I'm an X-Men fan, so I bought this one first. I was really excited when I saw it. And then I actually saw the Daredevil and Bullseye one, and they were so nice that I had to get them. So if you're an X-Men fan, go ahead and get it. But to be honest, you would probably enjoy the Daredevil and Bullseye one more, just because they're just such great figures. If you're an Avengers fan, hey, this might tickle you, but like I said before, they're kind of mismatched. As far as how available they are, you probably won't find them in stores for a while. Let me get Wonderman in here. I'm not even putting him in the video. I'm just like, oh yeah, look at Quicksilver. Who's this guy? Whatever. You probably won't find them in retail for a while, and if you have, that's a rare thing. Consider yourself lucky. You can find them online. This one's probably going for $25 or $30. They're Daredevil Bullseye one. I've seen up to like $40. I don't know how these people sleep at night. But if you be patient, you should start seeing them in Toys R Us's, within a few weeks probably. And then in comic shops even sooner. And you talk to the owner of your comic shop. They usually know best when stuff's coming in. Stuff doesn't come into Toys R Us and Walmarts and Targets, on time very often. They usually get things last. Anyway, hope this was helpful. I really like this Quicksilver. I hope this was helpful. Next reviews, I'll be reviewing 6-inch Thundercats Classics Lino and Mumm-ra and the Armor of Omens. I just got a Twitter page at twitter.com/mfurious53. Whenever I get new action figures, I always tweet it. So if you want to know what's coming up, go ahead and go to that. I guess follow me, they call it. Follow me on Twitter and see what I've bought recently, and you can probably get a good idea of what I'll be reviewing soon. Anyway, until next time, keep collecting. Pew!